Hello, hello. This is Angela Gala Gonzalez. I am August 2019 cohort, and I finished my TCM orientation training. And I just wanted to share with you how I feel so ready to move on and become a master of transformation coach. I am so in love with my career as a coach. I believe that God has been showing me that this is what He had reserved for me. Now that I look back for a long time, I remember friends, family members, coworkers, they used to come to me for advice. And when we finished the conversation we had, I remember them leaving completely different, feeling different. So that was kind of a hint that something was already going on in my life. I remember the countless times I took the place of the therapist um, when I had to talk about tough issues with my children, and they were taking tough decisions, and I just became for them that person whom they could consult with confidence. Another memory that comes to my mind is when my mother spent a whole month with me on her last visit to Cuba. I found out that she was suffering from severe complications of her diabetes, and the only way to avoid dialysis was by keeping her on a very restrictive diet. It was so hard. She was so traditional in terms of her relationship with food. She was a lover of the Cuban food, of the congee, of the pork, and lots of sweets. And so I still remember the best. I mean, the sweet that I loved the most, it was because of my mom, how she used to do it. So I had to cope with patience and a lot of love, all my love. Um, so to help her follow this diet and start accepting it as part of her life, daily life, as part of her routine and lifestyle. I have to tell you that I was successful. That was my first, I consider that was my first exposure. I mean, God was exposing me to coaching, and that was a prize. I mean, it was I feel that I was so fortunate to coach my mom and be able to achieve in that small time during that month that her health improved so much. It was so visible to the point of not needing medication for controlling her blood pressure. Her hemoglobin went up really up to the normal levels, and blood glucose was stable. When she was leaving, she was completely, she was recovered. I would not say completely, but she was really better, much better. And yeah, I wish I had the skills I have gained since I started with BHC. I think I would have achieved much more than I did in that time, of course. And yes, I want to thank you, Health Coach Institute. I want to thank you guys for your fantastic training program. It has been so transformative, so enriching and empowering for me. I am looking forward to achieving my highest potential with TCM, and I am looking forward to seeing you in San Diego. So I just completed my first step out of the orientation steps checklist, and this is it. Thank you so much, and I hope my colleagues will share their experiences. I have lots of questions, and in fact, I don't have any question that is kind of formulated now, and I just probably so curious about what is going to happen and what else can we learn and how this can be better than what we have had before. You know, how can TCM improve everything that we have already learned, because BHC was so important and was so you know, I've learned so much. The skills are, I mean, different from what I used to do before in my life. Thank you so much, and have a nice weekend.